Hello, hello, my beloved waking gods and goddesses. Welcome to Love, Truth, and Beauty. Do-it-yourself spiritual awakening for divine in the flesh, where together we learn how to surf and navigate and hack the ups and downs of the totality of human experience, creating a new earth beyond the limitations of this perception managed reality matrix of five senses, having discovered our true divine creative natures in our true sensual sensorial universe of seven senses, composing formless into form outside of the matrix in the true quantum field creation field universe. Before we get started, please do give this video a thumbs up. Please also hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, selecting the all setting, so that when I upload videos of YouTube will let you know. I generally upload Tuesdays and Fridays, 2 p.m. Eastern. My name is Mario West, and I am your hostess of the highest, here to download, upload, inspire, and usher you into your bestest and brightest selves, your bestest and brightest light, and inviting you all to open your hearts wider and wider and wider still. Hello, my darlings, my honey bunnies, my boobalas, mwah! Welcome to Love, Truth, and Beauty, episode 248. And I am continuing on with my reading and populating my 58 or more video series playlists regarding the translation from the Russian to the Arabic to the English of Hacking the Technogenic System by Vadim Zalin, who brought Transurfing to the universe. And we hope that Vadim translates this book to English very soon. But until he does that, we have our ways, and we will talk about it in English from other translations with the personal efforts of my good friends Moheel, Jawad, and Teodora, Salvia, who took it upon themselves to take on the task of sharing this wealth of knowledge, particularly during this time in our human history of all the shit shows in the Matrix, of which I'm particularly feeling uber sensitive about. So I am doing my part to share this invaluable information so that we can all integrate this information to knowledge and further into wisdom and take a break from the shit shows. Okay, so grab your favorite beverage, sit back, and allow me to read to you this translation of chapter 6 of Hacking the Technogenic System. This chapter is entitled Thousands of Mirror Images. Okay, we are still in the process of studying some of the most complex transurfing issues in depth. It appears that the letters are received, that the technique of the slides still is subject to ambiguous points in it. Okay, question. The issue here is that I have become more knowledgeable with certainty about what I want. I want to live for myself only. That is, own a home, take trips that make me comfortable, work to reach the possible limit of self-perfection, learn other languages, and so on. But I don't know how to have my own business, even if it is my favorite job. By this, I mean that the source that I rely on to achieve my goals could be an inheritance or any other source of funding. Is it right as I use the slides of my goals, into which I virtually live in my home and sometimes I drive my own car? Or should I create a slide to show it while I'm signing the inheritance receipt documents? Yes. The slide should contain a picture of the goal that was achieved, meaning that you own your home, completed your travels, etc. As for the signing the documents of receiving the inheritance, it is not an aim in the first place, but a means. It is not necessary that you plan all the way that you will lead you to your goal if you do not know it for sure. How is the goal achieved? This is not your mind's business. The task of the mind is to focus attention on the slides of the goals, unless there is a stubbornness that hinders the whole process. If you keep your attention always focused on the image in which you see yourself enjoying all the good things, then after a certain time, the hopeful door will open in front of you. That is the path that leads you to the goal. However, the nature of that section is still in knowledge of the unseen, but it will only open if you stop thinking about it at the stage in question and stop your quest to know anything about it. Okay? In other words, let go, let God. Ask, it is given, and a story. You simply have to enjoy the slides of the goals. When the door is open, the soul and the mind must necessarily reach complete alignment. That is the path, is the appropriate path. And after the alignment is complete, everything will be fine. Okay, now you've heard me talk about heart, mind, body, soul coordination. This is the alignment of all of it regarding you and what it is that you want to create. So if your heart, mind, body, and soul are aligned, what you ask for is given. It will materialize. Hence, this chapter can be summarized to the following points. Number one, the rule of the game here is simple, which is that the tape that plays in your head is the same as the tape that you will see in your daily reality. Imagine this as opposed to what should be adhered to, what has been adhered to according to the instructions. And this is what will actually happen. The matter can only happen in this way precisely because visual imagination is a purely subjective process and it differs from one person to another. There is no place here to have any special instructions or guidance. The main condition here is that you yourself must perform the role now and perform it in a way that gives you pleasure. 2, to silence the engine of your thoughts. Oh my, to silence the engine of your thoughts. Let me repeat. To silence the engine of your thoughts. It is an absurd and useless act. On the contrary, this will require you to make great efforts, and likewise, it is a meaningless act in the context of the practice of transurfing. The issue here is not to silence your projector, your thoughts, but rather to place the appropriate tape in it. And if your projector stops, okay, your film reel stops, your consciousness will go towards another display, not yours, but rather a strange show. It is no longer known for whom it is. Okay, this is why your focused attention is so important. It is the most important thing to focus on the end result. Number 3, as for the secondary thoughts, they will always appear and there is no salvation for you from them. This is the structure of the human mind. But what is essential about this is that the main indicator of your thoughts always and constantly must be pointed to the goal. Focus on the end result, people, with you in it, okay? You can be suspicious, fearful, and even depressed, but return time and time again to the slide of your goals, no matter what happens, whatever happens. Number 4, do you think what you order can be easily obtained? The prosper space sector in which you live, in particular luxury, is located very far from the current reality. So it takes time for your reality to transfer to this reality unless you're already living it. Makes sense, correct? So you have to be patient and practice the technique of slides regularly and focus in on them. And if you do not give up on your dream, then your dream will come true. Your dream will materialize. The slide the goal frame will materialize and manifest into physicality. 5, question. You say that a person cannot visually imagine a specific person in his own right to form a duel with him. But if you were originally a couple, could you practice visual imagery in this situation about your blissfully living life, and how could everything become better? Answer. The question here is not whether it is possible or not, but rather the question here is, what is the purpose of this? Is there a point to that? You two are already together and it's over. Over. So, is it time for you to stop practicing visual imagery and thus interest in love itself? Love will come one day, and when it does, it will come on its own. But when love appears, it must be taken care of and preserved like a fire in a fireplace. Personal relationships can be built according to the principle of Frailing, and slides no longer have a place here because the work is specific and tangible work, and not just spending time or shared housing. Okay, I will once again put the definition of Frailing in the show notes below. We did that in a previous chapter that I've already read, and it's very good. So, but this thing is not that complicated, because the basic principle is to direct the indicator of interest. That is your focus attention toward your intention in the right direction of its manifestation, so that it does not take, but gives you what you want, okay? And since you are standing in front of the mirror here, all you have to do is take the first step, so the reflection can move forward and meet you. And when you stop the intention of taking and exchange it with the intention of giving, you will gain what you have given up. Everything is really simple, but if you don't do it, the fire of love will be extinguished. In other words, if you're looking in the mirror and you want to change the reflection, you've got to give your mirrored reflection what it is that you want first. You have to give in order to receive, in order for the reflection to reflect what it is that you want to have. So instead of gimme, you have to give that. Okay, got it? Number 6, this is the truth. No one knows how our world was actually built, but most likely, nobody will know this on any given day, because the universe is not static and not identical, but rather is infinitely diverse in its manifestations and representative series of image reflected in two mirrors facing each other. Didn't you try to approach a mirror with another one in your hand? Oh, that's so much fun. What do you see? What you see is exactly the pattern that most closely matches the pattern of our world, and it's an endless series of images reflected in the mirror. The mental sufficiency that we possess does not allow us to understand except for some reflections, such as this or that, of the manifestations of reality that cannot be counted for its aspects. The perception with which you approach the mirror of the world will be the same reflection that you will receive from it. If the principle of materialist philosophy are the basis on which your mirror rests, you will get an image of the world of the same type. But if the philosophy is ideal, whether subjective or objective, there is no difference. Then the world here will not object to this, but will build a logical reflection in which there is no contradiction. 7. The slide must contain an image of the goal that has been previously achieved and does not contain its attainment scenario and means. In other words, the chain of events that lead to the materialization of your goal frame, of your image is none of your fucking business. So back off. Let the universe handle the details. Number 8, the tape that plays in your head is the movie that you will see in your daily reality. So bear that in mind. Number 9, there is no need to stop talking to yourself. The most important thing is that your headline indicator always points toward the goal, toward the end frame. 10. Question. My company designs and produces youth clothing, and our goods are sold in stores of our agents to whom we supply the products to sell them in retail. I want to improve the percentage of sales by using visual imagery technique, but there is a dilemma in my way, which is, should I imagine how customers enter all the stores and buy our products? The number of stores are large and the products are varied in them. Answer. It is not necessary in this case to see how the products are sold. It suffices to announce the form of your idea, but with conviction. You can, for example, use the technique of generating intent without visual imagination, and it is sufficient for you to deal here with the form of your idea as a declaration of your intention. And when you announce your intention, you send to the mirror of the world an image that will sooner or later be reflected in the mirror. The most important thing is to do this regularly. And don't forget that the mirror is running slowly. Number 11, personal relationships must be based on the principles of Frailing, and slides are not necessarily here. So once again, Frailing, definition down in the description box. 12, if it is activated by your hearing, before your gaze, and in your thoughts, the center of Vladimir center, then you will throw yourself there in it. Vladimir center, which means the negative viewer and the role of the consumer of information that comes to him from the outside. This is what happens to most people, and here the efficiency in creating reality ends to nothing. Doesn't work, okay? 13, the image of the slide must be kept as you keep the intent. Okay, focus intent and not suspended in the space of imagination. Number 14, if the quality of the image is a poor quality, then you should consolidate the castle by making a permanent wall around it, meaning that you have to display your film tape regularly. Okay, this is all about focus, my friends. In fact, these issues are all simple and clear, but we are dealing with them in details because the principle of rotating your film tapes in and of themselves is not as clear as it might seem at first glance. Okay? So, all right, my darlings, that is my speech. So I hope you have enjoyed my reading of Chapter 6, Mirrors, mirrors of mirrors, thousands of mirrors, etc. Chapter 7 is coming up soon. Please, which is called Poker Face. This is a great chapter, my loves. Can't wait to read that. So please help me grow this channel by giving this video a thumbs up and leaving a comment in the comments box below or in private. Please share this video with your family, friends, and communities and on social media platforms you feel would benefit from this content. Please hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, selecting the off setting so that the YouTube will let you know when I upload next. And if you find value, enjoy, benefit, or at least entertained by my content and videos, won't you please consider supporting my work? My PayPal link is below, as is my coffee link for you to perhaps buy me the proverbial cup of coffee if that suits you. I thank you all so much for hanging out with me, with your focus, attention, and your participation. I really do appreciate it. I cannot do this work without you. And I also do this for those of you, especially those of you knowing that you are so much more than that once the matrix tries to define you to only be. So until next time, my love bugs, always act from love outside of the matrix, from your center screen, focusing all your attention on those end goals so that we can compose a reality and quantum jump up level all our lifelines. That's right. So that we can all be the love that we are. We can share our love. We can create, make art, make music, make love, and you can all help me repopulate the true quantum field creation field universe. Here's to love, truth, and beauty, my beautiful divine in the flesh. Take care now. Until next time. Mwah!